Shall I read? Was a tragedy waiting to happen. Underline, tragedy waiting to happen. You all have the handouts today? No, yes or no? Why, what happened? How many of you don't have the handouts? Raise your hands. You don't have. Okay, try to listen carefully. Whatever you can, you try to write. An important expression, tragedy waiting to happen, means likely to happen. Write one word, write the word inevitable. What is the meaning of inevitable? Bound to happen? Yes or no? Unavoidable. Have you said that? Very good. Unavoidable. Inevitable. But one more word you have to recollect. Write the word imminent and slash eminent. These two words have been given many a time. They come under confusing words. Imminent means certain to happen. Write the meaning. Certain to happen. In a way, bound to happen, inevitable, unavoidable. Have you got the meaning? War is imminent. Floods are imminent. Means likely to happen, not likely to happen. What is the other word I have written? Eminent. Eminent scientist. Eminent doctor means distinguished. Someone with good reputation. Write the meaning of eminent means distinguished. One with good reputation, a successful person. Have you guys written? What is the typical combination? Eminent scientist. Why is this difficult? The first sentence itself talks about something. And you can use this was a tragedy to happen, waiting to happen. You can say that was a tragedy waiting to happen. You can say it was a tragedy waiting to happen. There was a tragedy we don't use. Here was a tragedy we don't use. Of the three, you have chosen the first one, that is right. Second one, that is right. Third one, that is right. All the three can be considered because the context is not clear. But the key says the third option. What is the answer? It was a tragedy to happen. But this was a tragedy also can be used. Because when you take the context, based on the context, before what is there you don't know. And based on that you can say this was a tragedy waiting to happen. Talking about something that was a tragedy waiting to happen. It was a tragedy. So answer one of the three, but go with the third option. This is a bit challenging. After that, easy. It was a tragedy waiting to happen. Summerville, a 33-year-old assistant professor of philosophy. Look at the paradox. What is the subject here? Philosophy. Philosophy means above the common man's intellectual caliber. Who studies philosophy? People with highest caliber. They study the subject philosophy. Philosophy is not for common people like us. It demands a different intellectual caliber. A person, a professor of philosophy committing suicide. Paradox or not paradox? Very paradoxical situation. Summerville, a 33-year-old assistant professor of philosophy, by suicide. This is also very close, but you can eliminate. Can you say killed? Can you say dead? This based on grammar you cannot use. And died by suicide you can, but can you say was dead? You cannot use dead person. Dead is what? Adjective. But here we need a verb. That means second option, fourth option, grammar knowledge you can eliminate. Someone killed or he killed himself. So you cannot use the word killed. And death by suicide, here this is also quite challenging. Between third and fifth. Here, died by suicide, death by suicide. Death is a noun, but how he died, context talks about the method. Based on that, what is the answer? Have you chosen the third option? Under pressure, there is a possibility to get confused. died by suicide on April 26 in a flat in a northwest Delhi locality. Samarveer had lost his job, reason behind. Ad hoc teacher, ad hoc means what? Temporary. You know, ad hoc committee, ad hoc teacher, ad hoc professor in the Department of Philosophy in Delhi University's Hindu College. His suicide blew the lid off. Blow the lid off means already some problems are there. One incident brings out all the problems. Then what do we say? It blew the lid off. Important expression you have to remember. One of the universities kept secrets. Here there's a clue for you. Tell me what is the clue. One of the. Those who have the handout underline the phrase one of the. The phrase one of the always takes the adjective in which form? Positive or comparative or superlative? One of the tallest, one of the biggest, one of the best. So superlative. What is the word here? Bad. Bad, positive. Worst, comparative. What is the superlative form? Worst. So what is the answer here? Grammar knowledge, you can answer this one. One of the worst kept secret. Two things, grammar knowledge. It also goes with contextual combination. It's a standard expression, one of the worst kept secrets. Bad cannot be used, positive, comparative. Evil kept secrets we don't say. Uncertain, not relevant. Have you chosen worst kept secret? How many of you? Raise your hands. Good. Next one, ad hoc teachers close to 50%. Before you go to options, you have to think. Ad hoc teachers comprise. It talks about how many ad hoc teachers are there in the university. Can you use the word cover, consist, considered, conducting? So what is the only word you can consider? Comprise, close to. But you have to recollect one rule. Comprise of, consist of. One is correct, one is wrong. Which one is correct, which one is wrong? Comprise of is wrong. That's a common error they have given many a time. Comprises something, consists of something. Consist you can use a preposition of. Comprise you should not use a preposition of. Please make a note, very important. Next one, universities what? His suicide blew the lid, no, that is over. Ad hoc teachers comprise close to 50% of teachers in the university, with an estimated 4,267 of them working in 66 colleges. This what? Arose. Before you go to the option, this situation should strike immediately. Have they given that? With circumstances? No. Because singular. This takes singular noun or plural noun. This is demonstrative adjective. This student, that student, singular. You cannot consider this. Occasional, we need what? Noun. Occasional event means adjective. Eventually, finally, adverb. Situation, incidental adjective. So what is the answer? This situation arose because the university did not recruit teachers in permanent teaching positions for a decade. In my opinion, two questions are quite close, not easy, but three should be okay. How many of you have got 3 out of 5? That's pretty good. 2 are not easy under pressure. What are these about? Error location, so soon. The Madhwanis were famously forced to flee from. What is the verb here? Flee. What is the past form? Please write. Flee, fled, fled. Means to run away or to escape from danger. Run away, escape from what? Write the combination word danger. From danger. A thief sees a policeman, what does he do? He flees, means he runs away, he tries to escape. Have you got this? Copied? Forced to flee from Uganda in 1972 after brutal dictator Idi Amin. Have you heard of this guy? Yes or no? Maybe not your generation, 1972, not born, I suppose. No. Once he was quite notorious, 1972. Dictator means, earlier they would talk about dictator means Hitler. After Hitler, dictator means Idi Amin, this guy. Dictator Idi Amin took over the country and began a reign of terror. Reign means what? control. Reign, important word, control, rule. A reign of terror there, and most top members of the family. Now you know where the error is. What is the past form of flee? Fled or fled? So where is the error? Once you know the verb, easy, should not be a problem. Soon after the satsang ended and Baba started leave the venue. Baba started leaving or Baba started to leave? Better expression is what? When it started to rain, we decided not to go out. Started to rain, started to leave. So where is the error? You can also think of started leaving, but better expression is what? When he started to leave, please write that expression, started to leave. Soon after the satsang ended and Baba started to leave the venue, there was a competition among the devotees to collect the dust from Baba's feet. Ultimate dedication, ultimate respect. And what happened? Some people died because of stampede. Do you guys know this? No, it happened in Rajasthan, I suppose. Height of idiocy means this. What is it? Height of idiocy. All of you write this word. Write 2 words. I hope you guys are writing. How is your mood? Mood to learn. Perfect, normal. Okay. God-man. God-men. India is known for God-men. One fellow creates vibhuti from nowhere. Another fellow creates watches from nowhere. Then why should we have Titan industry? Titan can employ that Baba and ask him to create all sorts of watches. Yes or no? Generally we say all are not bad, some are good. Write this expression. Many God-men are con men. Con man means one who cheats. One who cheats. Usually many God-men, they start with on a positive note. They become very popular, they gather, people start donating. One fine day the true colors come out. True colors are what? God-men or con men? Oh, that is a problem. Shall I go to the next one? Over a year after the conflict began, the state government of Manipur has been downplaying the role of band outfits. Underline the word outfits. Band outfits, singular or plural? You have to respond. Plural. Even when the central forces posted in Manipur have reported its presence or their presence. The role of band outfits reported their presence, not its presence. I hope you guys got it. December 19, 1947 is not a usual day for the residents of Gasera in the Gurgaon districts of Haryana. What happened? Thousands descended. Descend has 2 meanings. One, coming down the line, and hereditary also we use descended from so-and-so clan. But descend, another meaning, descended upon the village means many people went to the village. They gathered in the village. Have you got the meaning? Some important event happens, then what happens? All the people go to that village. Context talks about that. Descended upon the village despite the biting cold. Write 2 expressions. Scorching heat. Biting cold. Have you heard of these expressions? Peak summer, very hot, unbearable heat. What do we say? Scorching heat. Peak winter, biting cold. If you go to Delhi, peak winter, you understand. You feel something is literally biting you. That's why it is called biting cold. For a sight of the frail Mahatma Gandhi, underline the word frail. Frail means what? Weak. December 19, 1947 is 1947 present or past? We'll say is or was. The first part itself has an error. It was not a usual day. It was an unusual day. Could you spot that error? A few days ago, officials from the Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology met tech leaders to hash out the new digital competition bill And the talks brought mixed views, with some backing the rules when others fear. Are we talking about the time or are we talking about the contrast? Then we'll say when or while. So what is the right word here? Some backing the rules while others fearing the new rules might scare off investors. But here what is the appropriate word? While. Over. Who has got all the 5 correct? 3 plus. Good. But all the 5, why not? See, there are 2 situations. One, you're under pressure, you're not under pressure. Under pressure, easy or difficult? Without pressure, same question you could have answered. Yes or no. But while taking mock, you're under tremendous pressure, you're under stress. Then you take certain things for granted and your mind doesn't work properly. Then this happens. But imagine, same question when you're relaxed. You read, you'll be able to spot the error. So what is the message here? You should know how to control your nerves, how to control your stress. Stress management is very important when you take MCQ, objective type exams. Bank objective or descriptive? Of course, you will say both, but prelims objective or descriptive? Objective. Any objective type exam, most important factor on the day of the exam, your mindset. Whether you're composed, balanced, cool or not. Once you're agitated, your 1 year effort goes down the drain. Because 2 options look correct. Then you wonder, this one, this one, this one, this one. Then time is gone. You got to be careful. Shall I go to the next? I think this is rather easy. Have you attempted the Paris jumble? Let me ask a question. What is this about? Something like, here we have discrimination. Where else do you have? Price discrimination. So what is this about? Price discrimination. 3 sentences, same word, same expressions have been used. One sentence talks about how to control that. Another sentence talks about what Germany has done to control that. Total 5, 3 plus 1 plus 1. So what is the first one here? Have you chosen D? B. What is B? It defines what price discrimination means. Price discrimination, practice of selling a commodity at a different prices to different buyers, even though sales costs are the same in all of the transactions. Have you got the same thing when you took the mock test? Same wording? Were you disturbed, not disturbed? Something missing. What is missing? Price discrimination, practice of selling a commodity at different prices to different buyers. This is like adding more information. But after that we need a verb. Do you see a verb? There's no verb here. Verb is missing. Price discrimination is something, somewhere the verb is missing. Here let us use is. Now I'll read the sentence without the punctuation. Shall I? With the verb, what is the verb? Price discrimination is practice of selling a commodity at different prices to different buyers, even though sales costs are the same in all of the transactions. Now it makes sense or not? But how you answered, that's you must have got disturbed at least because the verb is missing. So what is the first one here? B. You got the concept, selling a commodity at different prices. Now let us go to where else do you have price discrimination? A and D, am I right? Let us check. Discrimination among buyers may be based on personal characteristics such as income, race or age, or on geographic location. But A talks about what? How it succeeds. That means A should be in the second position or D should be in the second position. D, obviously. First, what is price discrimination, then how it is done, then how to make it succeed. So what is the third one? Obviously. And what is the next one? How to control. How do you control? Legislation. So what is the fourth one here? E. But Germany has taken a different approach. So German industry practiced a different type of price discrimination before World War I by maintaining high domestic prices through steep tariffs and selling abroad at a loss. Why? Gaining control of foreign markets. That was their strategy. So what is the last one here? Who has got this order? Very good, I appreciate, wonderful. Have you got the first one right? Others? Second one right? Third one right? Yes or no? Third one went off the track. Oh. Which one did you choose as the third one? E or C? You guys have to respond. You have not chosen A. Which one have you chosen as the third one? Okay, what is E? No, these three fall in the order. First one talks about concept, second one talks about how it is done, A talks about how to make it succeed, and next talks about legislation, how to control. Finally, Germany, its approach. Shall I go to the next set of questions? What are these about? Fillers, single or double? Jakarta, Japanese operators are traveling across Asia to recruit workers in India, to address the industry's severe labor crunch. To address means what? To deal with, to tackle, right? To tackle. Also right, to deal with. Have you written that black t-shirt in front of yellow shirt guy? Have you written? Please write. To tackle, to deal with, to address the industry's severe labor crunch. So, they are doing something. Context talks about you do something hoping for something, yes or no? You expect something, you hope for something. So, what is the first one? Can you use a word like guess? Expecting to address, but expected is not correct. What is the next one? Can you use a word like demanding? No. What is the fourth option? Willingly, you cannot use an adverb. So what is the answer? Jakarta, Japanese operators are traveling across Asia to recruit workers in India, hoping to address the industry's severe labor crunch, hoping to deal with the problem, hoping to tackle the problem. Have you got it now? Have you chosen fourth option? The MSME ministry is planning to create a new portal for entrepreneurs with A or an rupees 130 crore. So what are the words that have to pop up? Allotment, allocation. What is the first one? Can you use the word capitalism? Investment. Yes? Okay. Hold that one. Can you say principle? Sharing, purchase. But with an investment, we are talking about what? Usually we don't use the word investment here. With allotment or allocation of so and so amount. Have you got it? But have they given the fifth option? None of these. Then only one stands out. Which one? With an investment of. Create a new portal with an investment of. Perhaps you can. Shall I go to the next one? Why don't you lift the phone call? It is ringing for 3 minutes. Context talks about something started in the past, comes to the present. At that point, someone has given a question. Why don't you take the call? Past to present, which tense are you supposed to use? Present perfect tense. If it goes into future, present perfect, continuous tense. But at a given point from past to present. So what is it was ringing, can you say? Past continuous. It has been ringing for 3 minutes. Present perfect continuous, hold that one. It rings for 3 minutes, can you use present tense? It had been ringing for 3 minutes. No correction required. Here better option would have been, it has rang, it has rung for 3 minutes. That means he is talking about past to present. But still, someone has not taken the call. That means it may continue, may not continue. Then what is the context here? Past, present, and may go into future. Then what is the tense you have to use? Present perfect continuous. So what is the answer? It has been ringing for 3 minutes. As the question paper was easy yesterday, There is a common error, a lot of people, educators also say, could be able to. Have you heard of this any time? No, it's a common error. If you use could, don't use able to. If you use able to, don't use could. That is redundancy. It's a common error. What is the first one? This is, we all were able to answer all the questions, seems okay. We all had been able to. Do you have to use past perfect here? We all did answer grammatically right or wrong. We all have been able to. Present perfect or past? Context talks about what? Past. So what is the answer? First option. We all were able to answer all the questions. Past context, past tense. Question number 20. That set is over. Misspelled. What is the spelling of launched? Anything wrong? No. What is the spelling of exposure? Double S or single S? Hospitality, domestic, nothing wrong. 13 out of 18 Indian states and 3 union territories, anything wrong? No. Saw declining number of workers in the informal sector of the economy from the year 2015 to 2022, according to the 2 reports by the National Sample. What is the spelling of survey? SURVEY. Easy questions, I suppose. What are these about? Word swap or inappropriate? Or separately they have given inappropriate, means challenging. Singapore banned the sale of popularly Indian spice brands or popular Indian spice brands. Here we are talking about brands, which is a noun. Before a noun we need an adjective. But popularly means adverbial form. So what is the correct word form? Popular Indian spice brands. Easy or difficult? Next one. Titanium is a valuable metal known for its, answer my questions, resistance, which part of speech? Noun. And low density, density, which part of speech? Noun. Strong person, weak person, strong, which part of speech? One adjective, 2 nouns, not parallel construction. All the 3 should be in the noun form. What is the noun form of strong? So, what is the right word here? Strong is not correct. We have to use the word strength. Titanium is a valuable metal known for its what? Strength, resistance, and low density. Then, parallel expression. Under pressure, not easy, let me tell you. You think it is right? How many of you thought of the word strength? Raise your hands. Only a few. That means you could not get it right because of taking things for granted under pressure. Same set or different set? These are word swap. The crippled of tourism, does it make any sense? But I've given this word many a time. 2 forms I tell. Mental cripple, physical cripple. To get crippled physically, to get crippled mentally. Some shock, you cannot think properly, then mentally crippled. Accident, someone cannot use the legs, then what do you say? Physically crippled. Crippled means not able to function. Unable to function. You cannot say crippled of tourism. What is the other word? Successful of tourism, not correct. And deprived of tourism, what is C? Collapse. So what is the right word here? The collapse of tourism, the most successful industry in the Isles, has what? Crippled the economy of Andaman and Nicobar Islands and deprived many of employment opportunities. Deprive means to take away. They deprived of the privileges, of the rights, means their privileges are being taken away. So which 2 you have to change? A and which option is that? Easy or difficult? Andhra Pradesh, Bihar and Chhattisgarh witnessing, are witnessing would have been correct. Can you use the word form witnessing? Front runners, no verb, but what is the verb here? Emerged as the front runners in the growth of informal firms, witnessing high double-digit gains in output within a year. So which 2 you have to change? Which option is that? Over. What is this passage about? Interesting passage, but unfamiliar. You cannot relate to this, but very famous. The Boston Tea Party. Have you heard of this? If you go to the US, there's one particular state, some states like Pennsylvania, Massachusetts, and those are typical of English, they reflect English culture. Because when actually the North American continent does not belong to white people, it belongs to Red Indians. They have nothing to do with us. Why are they called Red Indians? When Christopher Columbus wanted to invent India, he came across groups of islands. He thought he discovered India. He named on the west side West Indies. Then they went to the mainland. They thought they saw Indians. They had reddish complexion. Then what did they name them? Red Indians. Nothing to do with us. They are the indigenous people of North American continent. Later what happened? They found out this North American continent, so many resources, so beautiful. White people became greedy. Then they started moving from where? This is Atlantic Ocean, this side Europe, this side North America. So they started. Russians, Polish people, French people, Italians, English people, Spaniards, Portuguese, all started going to the US. And they killed 80% of indigenous people. And it's called white man's burden. They gave the diseases to local people. Local people did not have the resistance. They died because of, they got wiped out, many tribes, for two reasons. One reason, diseases because of the white people transmitted. Second one, gun culture. Indigenous people had arrows, but Europeans had what? Guns. Obviously, who will win? Those with guns only. Today, these unfortunate thing, the Red Indians, they have become minorities in the US. What have they become? Land belongs to whom? Red Indians. And today white people are saying we don't want Indians in the US. It is not their land. It is a land of Red Indians. They have no right to say outsiders go out. They are the outsiders. That is a paradoxical thing. Even Americans know that. Anyhow, it is about the Boston Tea Party. Have you read the passage? What is the gist of the passage? They would send Chinese tea from the East India Company. That is a company which conquered our country. You all know that. Initially they came as traders, but they occupied the country, created hell. Before the advent of Britishers, India was the richest country. Do you guys know that? Because of the Britishers today, India has become a third world country. Otherwise, India was supplying the garment, textile industry, number one, India. And cleverly they looted everything from our country and they made India a third world country. Very unfortunate. And this East India Company, this passage talks about, they wanted to sell Chinese tea in the US, that region, but they imposed the taxes and they wanted the local people to, they refused to pay the taxes, they wanted the local people to pay a particular tax. Local people resisted, white people, English people majority, they had a party, convention, congregation, they decided to boycott. And what they did, some of them dressed like native people, Red Indians. They went to the ship and they threw all the tea bags into the ocean. And later, in continuation of that, so civil war, protests, and finally they declared independence. All the questions are easy, I suppose. What did the Sons of Liberty strongly oppose? The partiality in the country? No. The taxes in the Townshend Act? Mentioned clearly. The formation of the new government? No. The sale of tea in America? No. That is in a way true, but not the main thing. Strongly oppose, that keywords are important. What is the next one? Chinese into America? No. Excuse me. Who sent tea destroyed by Sons of Liberty? You cannot afford to miss this one. Which company? East India Company. So what is the answer? What is this passage about? The Sons of Liberty, they are crucial players, but it starts with what? So have you chosen the second option? The Boston Tea Party, very famous across the world. Choose a synonym of the word infringement. Infringe means to enter someone's territory without rights, without permission. For that we use a simple word, right? The word intrude. Subtle difference between the two words. Intrude goes more with entering a locality. Imagine someone is celebrating a party, some stranger enters the party without invitation. What do you call that person? Intruder. It goes with that context. But I have rights, I have privileges. You try to take my rights, you try to step on my rights, then we use the word infringement. Have you got the difference? Combination is very important. What is the first option? Violation seems okay. Adherence, can you say? Compliance, both mean the same. Obedience, same. Advantage, not relevant. So what is the answer? According to the passage, the Boston Tea Party was an entertainment program, not a good option to be given. Meeting among the economists, no. Grand party by political leaders, no. Political protest, what is it? Have you chosen the fourth option? Over. How come? How many questions? Paper over. Have I touched all the questions? Babu, aap hai amma. Strange. I haven't got that feeling. I've covered all the 30 questions. Easy paper or tough paper? In a way, easy paper,